I've called this video, today's monologue, Anarchy Cometh. There's a reason for that, because I feel that anarchy is on its way. I want to tell you a story, as Max Bygraves used to say, I want to tell you a story. I had this very strange experience the other night. It was very odd. I was sitting on the end of my bed and I was thinking about all these things that have been happening, the 15-minute cities and the digital IDs and the central bank digital currency. We've all been down these rabbit holes now. We've all been asking, oh my goodness, what is life going to be like when all of these things come across us? And we've all been worried. And as you know, running my YouTube channel, you may be one of those people. I get a lot of emails. People send me emails and there's so many of them, I can't always get back to people. And I feel wretched about that because people have taken the time to contact me. And a lot of people speak about all sorts of things, as you would have seen in my interviews. I've spoken to people about the metaphysics, for example, about the spiritual being, about sovereignty, about our health and what it means to us, and what we are as people. And I was sitting there on the end of my bed at night, ready to go to sleep, but sitting there, taking my slippers off and all those sort of things. And I thought to myself, I should reach out. If there are such things as spirit guides or guardian angels or beings from another planet or entities from another dimension or ghosts, if you like, perhaps even my parents who are now deceased or people I know who have died or any kind of entity that is there, I thought maybe I should reach out to them. And this is a process that I've been thinking about for a while. So I sat on the end of my bed and I said, if there's anybody here, if there is any being, entity, angel, spirit, or anything like that, please reach out and talk to me. I want to know if everything that I've been talking about in the last few months is relevant and true and honest and honourable, or is it just a load of old nonsense? Am I being taken for a ride, or as my son thinks, a complete nut job? And so I was talking about my worries, and I said I need to find out more about these digital IDs, about our enslavement and the whole thing of the deep state and the cabal and all of this, the Illuminati, and what can we as people do about it? Well, it's quite strange because my next memory was waking up in the middle of the night. It must have been about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and my bladder was full and I needed to visit the little boy's room. So I got up, and as I got up and I went there, I thought, this is really strange. I don't remember getting into bed. I don't remember, the whole paraphernalia of turning off the light and having perhaps a glass of water beside my bed or charging my phone up, plugging it in, all those sort of things that we do before we go to bed. One minute I was sitting on the end of the bed asking for the spirit guides and entities and all of this. And the next minute I was padding along to the lavatory. And I thought, this is really bizarre, because ordinarily I could recall that moment I climbed into bed, even if it was just very vague. I could not at all. Anyway, I didn't really overly think too much about it because I was tired. And then the following morning when I woke up and I saw my girlfriend, the lovely Julia, and I said to her, I've had this really bizarre experience last night. I don't remember getting into bed. I remember talking supposedly to the spirit guides and things, and there I was then in bed and just waking up. I said, but the thing is, I have this incredibly calm and positive feeling, as if all those worries that I had up until that point about the deep state, the Illuminati, about the satanic rituals going on, about our enslavement, about all of this nasty stuff, the chemtrails in the sky and the fluoride in the water and the antibiotics in our food and all of that. I said, whilst that's still a concern, I have this much more relaxed, positive feeling. And Julia said, because she is a lot more in tune than I am, she said, well, maybe you have been in touch and you just don't know it. Perhaps that's their way of contacting you. And So my natural skepticism sort of broke in and said, well, that sounds a bit preposterous, really. But I do feel that something happened. And also, I feel that something is about to happen. And I've been saying this for a long time. You may remember I was saying something after the coronation is going to happen. I just felt that through the various emails and contacts and joining up the dots using logic, that something was going to happen. And I have a stronger feeling that any time soon something big and unusual and strange is going to happen. Now, at first I thought this was them, you know, the WEF or the WHO or the deep state or the cabal or the Illuminati or the Satanists, whoever they are, these people who want to enslave us and get rid of us, those people are going to do something. And they may well be part of that. But at the same time, I feel that there is a bigger, more stronger, more loving, if you like, force that's going to turn the world from upside down to the right way round. It's almost as if we're at the moment, we're in a ship. If you can imagine a ship that's upside down and it's sailing on choppy seas and water is on the inside and all of us are in those air pockets trying to survive and deal with all the nasty things that are going on where the water is splashing up and we're gulping in breaths and trying to stay alive and trying to, you know, pay all these debts and cope with the lack of food and all the problems in the world. And that's where we are now. But any minute, I feel that the boat is going to be righted. And in that process, as it's going to be righted and then will eventually appear in a beautiful and wonderful lagoon where everything is peaceful. But in that process, the water will start to cascade out through the portholes and off the decks and through all of that. Probably a bit like the Poseidon Adventure, if you remember that film, in which there will be a great understanding, if you like, of what's gone on, and people will be aware of what's happened. Some people might call it an ascension, I don't know. Anyway, the point is that I feel that there'll be this genuinely rough patch, and then things will be okay, and we will have to hold on and hold our nerve and keep positive, and this will happen. The Oxford English Dictionary, which I happen to have a copy here, talks about anarchism, and it has in here a definition, the state of anarchy, anarchism, the belief in the abolition of all government and the organisation of society on a voluntary, cooperative basis, a sort of stateless basis, if you like, in which the state is gone. And I honestly believe this is what's going to happen. I've been saying this for months now, that the government are irrelevant, that we must make them irrelevant, that the tyrannical diktats that they've been giving, the whole system, on both sides of the House of Commons here in the UK, is absolutely irrelevant for any kind of constructive civilization or society or community. I think that's going. I really do. I know that's going to be hard for people to believe, and they may just think this is complete and utter, well, hyperbole, I suppose. And it may be, but I think that is going. And as I said the other day, after watching the debacle of the coronation, where that elderly gentleman shuffled down the abbey there and made his pretend oath to the people, but not actually standing up and really invigorating the people as a dynamic leader for us, and just went along with the script that was written on all the little bits of paper and open scripts and all of that was there. Having watched that in his 2 crowns and then his crown of the estate, which is obviously owned by the Bank of England and the bankers, the cabal, and then the changing of the clothes and the anointment behind all of that fakery, I feel that is also going to tumble down, that his days really are numbered as king, that all of this will be wiped away and something better will be in the cards. And I said that I felt that people will take that back, that it is back to us. And that there will be gatherings and that there will be a rising, if you like, a rising like in 1381 of the peasants' revolt, but it will be calm, that it will be honourable, that it will be gentle, that we will just take it back. We will make them irrelevant, that they will topple and the people will gather. And in fact, somebody got in touch with me and he said, yes, I think that's true. I think there is going to be a date will come forward. That there was something bubbling, that somehow I tapped into something. So what I'm saying, I suppose, is watch this space, because I feel that the people, the sovereign people of this land, the sovereign people of this world are going to rise up gently and turn this world the right way round.